just not the love we made.
Hi guys, it's ShishKebabber1 coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. Okay, so yes, I'm clearing an NPC base. Why? Why not? I've never started a video like this before. But no, really, the point of this video is really 2 points. We're going to be talking about the new tribals, the new tribal cycle that just hit tonight, and I've got some Bullit HPS calculations to go over with you. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, get a pencil and a pad of paper, take some notes. We'll have a pop quiz this Friday, guys. No, we won't. Just kidding. But it might get a little bit mathy, but not too mathy, I promise you. But what I intend to look into is the real amount of damage that buildings do with Bullit and when he's under taunt. This is assuming max level. But anyway, let's talk about the tribals. Okay, so we have a very interesting tribal combination this week. I think this is part of the changes that we are seeing coming with the new patch, the new release, whatever, the new update. Because the reason I say that is because you see, guys, we've got the Gunboat Energy in the Fire Spike tribe. Normally, he sits over in the Spirit Dancer tribe, or I don't know, he's somewhere else, right? But we got him this week. It's great. 40% GBE. Super, super awesome. Power Stone chance plus 50. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer because it used to be plus 75, but still awesome. We have GBE and PSC at the same time, so that is super cool. Gold reward plus 75%. You know, guys, everyone with high VP, they feel the pain of low gold. Or if you just really suck at attacking, you also feel the pain of low gold. But that's going to be super beneficial. Now, where it gets a little bit weird for me, let's talk about the warrior damage. Okay, warrior damage is awesome. Okay, I love warriors. They're great. They're not going to do too good for the high VP people because you need a lot of GBE to make the warriors actually work. So the 50% damage is great, but I'm a little concerned because I thought these tribals were supposed to be leading us into the next Mega Crab, and we were going to use these tribals in the next Mega Crab. And I'm just thinking, what the heck is warrior damage going to really do for us in a Mega Crab situation? Because as you guys know, warriors they don't have much of a place there. I mean, maybe if you're doing some strategic, like, oh, take out this stuff in one hit and then come back with some Zukas in another hit or something, but I highly doubt warriors are going to have much relevance in the Mega Crab, so I question this in terms of how it's going to help us. Now for the defensive stuff, a little bit weird here. Not too impressed about it. Boom cannon health, I went ahead and maxed it out. I usually have enough rock crystals anyway, but so we did plus 50% on the HP. Whoop-de-doo. I've got no defense anyway, so this hardly matters, but I'll drop the crystals there. Where I definitely don't drop the crystals is in Hot Pot 2 damage. I believe it'll be plus 50% when you max it out all the way, but that's barely better than a Hot Pot 3, which I already use. Now, yeah, it might save me a little bit on parts, but I don't see myself switching to a Hot Pot 2 and then wasting all those crystals for it. Just to show you what I mean, I guess we need to look in the weapons lab. Hot Pot 2 is right here, and he does 1,020 DPS. So 50%, he'll be at 1,500 DPS, 1,530, whatever, if you want to get exact. The Hot Pot 3 does 1,440. So it's only 110 DPS more, but with a Hot Pot, does it hardly matter? Because when things get touched by it, they just get fried anyway. So not too impressed with that one, but okay, maybe I'm missing something. Now, the other thing I really wanted to talk about here is Bullit and the amount of damage he takes. So let's get right into it, guys. Here we go. Whoops, that's not the image I actually wanted to show you, though. That's the next one. I want to show you the baseline. And so let's get back to the baseline. Here it is. Okay, now we're looking at baseline. So this is something I did in Excel. I was hoping to actually have my Excel worksheet working through OBS, but I had some problems with that, so I just had to take some screenshots. Okay, so the first thing I should tell you about here, take a look at it, absorb it all in. I'm going through just the normal buildings. I have left prototypes out of this calculation for now. And we've got the machine gun, the flamethrower. Which way is it? This way. The machine gun, the flamethrower, the mortar, the rocket launcher, the shock launcher, the sniper tower, the cannon, and the boom cannon. You guys can read. Now, I was having to calculate, I basically read this from the tooltips, and I also had to get some help from the forums to calculate some of the damage in DPS. I'll tell you right now, The machine gun calculations are very iffy, okay? Machine gun is a probabilistic thing. It's not a definite thing. And also, the closer you are to the machine gun, the more likely it is to hit you. So there's two levels of probability in there. Going off what the tooltip says, the tooltip only assumes 1/7 of the damage potential is actually being registered as DPS when you base it on the shot and then the amount of shots per second kind of thing. Anyway, I normalized it all out based on the damage that's in the tooltip, the DPS and damage in the tooltip, blah, blah, blah. But that's highly variable. I just want to tell you about that for the machine gun. Flamethrower damage was interesting when I started looking into how to calculate it. There's actually two components of damage to the flamethrower, guys. I don't know if you realize this, or it just wasn't super obvious to me. When you look at it, you see that we've got a DPS of 399 as a base DPS, but then it tells you there's extra damage over 5 seconds of 333. So actually what's happening is both those things occur at the same time. You have a constant 399 DPS when the flamethrower is on you, but you're also burning for 333 damage over 5 seconds. So when you divide that part of it, the 333 divided by 5, it's around another 60 DPS, okay? So really, the flamethrower is doing about 460, 470 damage per second on you. So, or 465.6, as I have it calculated already in the spreadsheet. So that's kind of interesting to note. The other stuff's pretty straightforward in terms of how we calculate damage, DPS, whatever. I won't get into it. So notice at the top left of the chart here, I've got a damage boost indicator. Right now it's set to 0. So this is if there is no damage boost, right? These calculations are made assuming that Bullit is max level and that Taunt is max level. So what that means is his pain tolerance is going to be 1300 damage per hit, okay? And his Taunt is going to be at 100 damage per hit. So all the calculations are based off of that, just to let you know. If you want to do your own calculations, well, do your own on your own time with different bullet levels. I'm just assuming max for all the max players. Okay, I think that was enough of a preamble. So what have we learned here? Okay, let's take a look at it now. So we got damage, we got DPS, and then we've got seconds, which measures the seconds between shots. Okay, those are the first 3 columns of data. That's all input stuff. The fun stuff is the output. Where we have the HPS on the far right, that's like health per second, and then I've got 1 column for Bullit and 1 column for Taunt. So Bullit is just the normal pain tolerance of 1300, and Taunt is the pain, they don't call it tolerance, do they? Damage limit per hit of 100. So what does this mean? Okay, let's start with the machine gun. The machine gun, just on a normal target, will do 156 DPS. On Bullit, it will also do 156 DPS. However, when he's taunted, it will only do 142.7. The reason is because his damage, the damage per shot, is actually 109.3, but he can only be hit by 100 of that damage, and that's where you get the little variance right there. So pretty cool, huh? Flamethrower, like I told you, the flamethrower hurts a lot, guys. He is by far the worst, according to my calculations, okay? The flamethrower is going to burn you for 465.6 damage per second for Bullit. And the same thing for Taunt, guys. The same thing, because look, the damage on the flamethrower is only 69.8. And that damage, I believe, only includes the initial damage from the flamethrower. I had to read about the damage ticks. And I think it ticks every 0.15 seconds. Yeah, this is some of the stuff I had to look at. You know what, guys? Actually, I prepared this spreadsheet for you about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I just haven't really found a way to work it into the video. So I'm a little fuzzy on the details. I apologize. But I believe I had to get help from the forums on machine gun and flamethrower damage calculations. And that's what it comes out to be. This could be wrong, like I said. But it shows you how to think about this, at least. Okay. So you can see the flamethrower at 0% damage boost. There's no mitigation under just Bullit's pain tolerance or the damage limit of Taunt. So watch out for flamethrowers, guys, especially when taunted. The mortar, same thing here. We've got there's no cutoff at all. You get the full DPS of 96 on Bullit and during Taunt. Oh, I take it back. Taunt is cut off. Taunt is only 20. Only 20 DPS from a mortar because each mortar shot is 480 damage. Okay. So you can only feel 100 of that. Maybe I should just go column, like the Bullit column in the Taunt column. I'm not really sure. The rocket launcher, as you can see, guys, you're going to feel the same in both because the damage is under 100 per shot. Shock launcher does get mitigated a bit by Taunt, but who really cares about the damage from shock launchers anyway? Sniper tower really hurts Bullit, guys. Okay, this is actually, it's actually his the fourth thing that hurts him the most. Looking at the chart, what we read is that flamethrower is number 1, the cannon is number 2, boom cannon's number 3, and sniper tower is a close 4th place. But that's what you need to keep in mind when you're running things like Bullit and the energy drink and all that fun stuff. So that's one of the keys to get out of this whole lesson right now, guys. With no damage boost, it's the where'd we go? The cannons that hurt Bullit the most. Boom cannons number 2. Sniper towers. I'm still saying it wrong, guys. It's the flamethrower that hurts him the most, and then it's the cannon, then it's the boom cannon, and then it's the sniper tower. You can see it right there. So read for yourself. And I guess the thing to mention under taunt is just basically how those things change, okay? You can see how the cannon and the boom cannons do like no damage to Bullit whatsoever. And again, the flamethrower is still maxing out high, and the machine gun is number 2 under taunt. So it's the flamethrower, machine gun, that kind of stuff you really need to watch out for when taunted. Sniper towers come in 3rd, but pretty distant 3rd, followed very closely by the rocket launchers. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Okay. That's the 0% stuff. Now the funny thing is things don't really change a lot for Bullit as damage boost goes up, but they do change a bit more for taunt. So there were a few key markers, a few key damage boosts that I did the calculations on, and I want to share with you, just so we can see how that goes. Let me load up the next one here. That was the one that we already had started when we just jumped into this. That's going to be the 28% damage boost. Now, at 28% damage boost, something special happens, and I'm not really sure what it is. Oh yeah, I can see it now. It's not really a big deal, but it's the rocket launchers. Okay, the rocket launchers, they get capped off at 100.4 damage. That's where each damage of the rocket goes above 100. So anything over 28% will be taunt limited. Like the worst a rocket can ever hurt Bullit is 88 health per second, and that's with a damage boost of 28. Any damage boost higher than that, the rocket will be limited by the pain tolerance. So that 28% is a special mark for rockets, and that's why we have this chart for you. Other than that, nothing really else to mention. All the other stuff on Bullit went up. Nothing really gets capped on Bullit till a much higher percentage where we never see it. Well, maybe some ops you would. Okay, let's move on to the next chart. I've only got a couple more of these guys. Don't worry. Okay, the next one is 44, and there's just one more after this. Okay, so at 44%, what gets capped off here? It looks like it's the flamethrower, guys. Yeah, so at 44% damage boost, that is the most damage the flamethrower will do to Bullit. And you can see because the damage is 100.6. That means while taunt is up, the flamethrower can do no more than 666.7 DPS to Bullit. That might not entirely be true based on the burn damage stuff, but whatever. Okay, who cares? Let's move on to the other one that has a little bit of significance because it actually changes something. I believe it's the mortar damage, I think, is the next thing to cap out on Bullit, and that doesn't happen until a very high percentage. Mortar damage caps out at 171% damage boost. Yeah, you guys can see on the damage column for the mortar at 171% damage boost. Oh wait, I don't know if it's loaded yet. Sorry, guys. Here we go. As you can see, guys, for the mortar at 171% damage boost, each damage per shot is 1300.8. So it's capping right there. So that means that basically, a Bullit will take the same amount, like all the DPS scales with the damage for Bullit up to 171%, okay? And, oh, it looks like we're being attacked. That's okay. But that's what that means. So basically, when you're running Bullit in the energy drink, the important thing to take from this is that the only things ever getting capped, really, are the cannon and boom cannon, but they're already capped. So the extra damage doesn't really affect cannons and boom cannons, but you can start to see how the extra damage does affect other things. Like, for instance, the sniper tower at 171%, which is ridiculous, actually does 802 DPS, or HPS to Bullit, or DPS, however you want to call it, damage per second or health per second damage, whatever. So the point is like, those defenses do hurt Bullit. The damage boost does hurt. The only thing it doesn't affect is the cannon and boom cannon, all the way until 171%, and then you finally cap off the mortars. So just keep that in mind. This is just kind of general lesson stuff, but yeah, that's basically it. You know, I do have a couple of attacks that I just at least wanted to slip in and show you guys here. But I am being attacked. Oh, it looks like it's over. It's probably just a resource base. I cleared a bunch of those today. Just the turtle was streaming. He took out global #1. Very impressed by him. Crazy Turtle took out global #1 today on his VP push live stream. Boosted with just 3 offense. That was a great job. yeah, so a couple of attacks. I've been messing around. You know, I feel like the content is so stale right now as we're waiting for the new update. It kind of helps if I get rid of this stuff too, huh? Might help if you actually see what I'm doing. So this one was called Smoky RZCM. It was a replay that I shared with my task force. This base wasn't anything too complicated. I guess he had a boosted troop health or building health statue. So it wasn't that bad, okay? I was just having fun with it, and I was just doing this to show my task force members just different styles of attacks, because I'm sure they don't watch all these YouTube videos like we do. So I took out the, what the heck did I take out? I took out the 2 rockets. There was a rocket in the front and a rocket on the left. And here, I'll just go single time, I guess. Drop all the troops off, and once they get up there and they're kind of bunched up, then we flare them on over to the right, smoking everybody up there. We'll go in 2 times, guys. It's just a replay. Get them up there. Put the smoke in reverse order. That way, the healers don't show first in case they're in the back. And this time they were in the front, but you can see we're going right through. I'll go to normal times. Pretty much doing a great job just taking care of this opponent, keeping a lot of his things under shock. We threw some critters to distract the shock launcher at the 2 o'clock of his HQ. And as we're moving in, we're going to shock more of his like multi-target stuff, the flamethrower, mortar, shock launcher, and machine gun. And that's all at the 6 o'clock of his HQ. Now we're getting close, closing in on the shield generator, and the boom cannon is doing a little bit of work to our troops, but it's okay. We got critters going, we got heals flying everywhere. And this is all in all a pretty easy attack. My boost on this, I believe I just had my masterpieces boosted. So, you know, it was decent. I mean, I am 10 offense already, so it was pretty much a walk in the park. But there you go, Smoky RZCM using Sparky with the Critter Swarm. Oh, I've also started my upgrade today for maxed out Critter Swarm. I had just enough trader tokens. You can see I have 0 left. I had just enough, so that was good. Okay, what else do I want to show you? Let's see. Oh, here was an HZ one. Yeah, see, I've been working on HZ in the previous tribal with all the extra gold. We'll probably have it for this one too, like a lot of extra gold. So I really have been taking advantage of these opportunities to try to diversify my options. So yeah, I guess let's hurry up. You know, I'm really mixing stuff in these videos. I should make 2 different videos for this. As you can see, we take stuff out. We're moving forward here. We'll go in single time now. Smoking our way up there like a pro, and here we go. Again, I'm putting smokes in reverse order. Well, I'm just making sure that Bullit appears first, right? So if you saw the order that those smokes went in. Flare back to get everybody kind of bunched up and tightened up, and then we're going to flare to the target, which was the mortar. That gets Bullit and the heavies out in front. Most of our Zookas stay alive. Taunt is up, and we've got shocks on both the shock launchers and shock blasters. It was a really bad base design on his part to put the shock launchers and shock blasters together, so I took advantage of it. It's one of the reasons I was just messing around with this in the first place, because I saw a lot of value that I could get from the shocks. And he had some decent dice, whatever. Again, not much, just masterpiece boosted, so probably a, you know, what is that? Probably like a 65, 70 or something in that range. Anyway, he went down, so look at that. And yeah, I think there is one more I wanted to share. Anyway, since we're here, this was a Bullit's best attack. I was fully boosted in this attack, and it's got a bunch of ice, and it was boosted. Is he 5 ice boosted? Yeah, so he was like a 111 something, and the damage was around, I don't know, 80 or 90, probably 90. Let's call him a 111-90. I don't know. It's something in that range. This was a couple days ago already. The problem here with this base, guys, is he puts his shock blaster way too close to the front, so I don't have to worry about GBEing it. I will just keep it under shocks or keep it distracted. That's why you can see I'm taking out the shock launchers, so they don't slow us down. And yeah, so as I remember, we do a pretty good number on this guy. Let's do it in 2 times, though. So we're dropping Bullit off on the right. Notice those critters on the left aren't even getting touched by the Grens, so they are proving to be a great distraction for both the boom cannon and for the shock launcher. Shock blaster, I should say. Here's some interesting stuff here, some interesting Bullit trickery. I see some of the troops going over to the right, and I just don't like how things are lined up. Plus, I know that Sniper Tower is about to take out Grens. While they're under shock, I reflare, give Bullit a drink to get him back in front. But look how the tanks line up over here. They're going to totally protect our Grens from that Sniper Tower, and now everyone is on the left side. So that was actually a really cool reflare, and at least I thought it was. because it really put all my DPS where I wanted it. Now that I've got that pocket punched out, we go ahead and flare to the right to turn the corner. You know, if I would have left my troops there a little bit longer, we would have taken out that sniper tower and flamethrower for some extra GBE, but that's okay. As we come to turn the corner, I go ahead and shock all that junk by the shield generator, because I know that our Grens are going to walk in front of their buddies, and they're going to get shot. So that's why we shock it. Now the boom cannon turned to us. He's going to hit us a couple times. I am trying to preserve GBE a bit here, so I let him take those shots on us. But the good thing is, Bullet's going up, going towards the HQ, and now he has the attention of the boom cannon, so that's really not an issue. At this point, I'm looking at, you know, I think I used most of the time on this, but there was about a minute, let's say 50, remaining in the battle, and I'm thinking, what do I do? Okay, what do I do? Well, I'm noticing that I think I maybe have enough for one drink, but there is a bit of damage coming in on Bullit, and I don't really like that. With the 2 mortars, with the rocket, and I'm a little low on GBE, and I'm like, but we have enough time, so I decided, let's flare back, and let's just take out the other stuff. So here we go, 2 times. 2 times, we just start killing everything else. Guys, keep in mind, this dude had a ton of ice. But this is great, because now we've got the tanks and the Grens working on the HQ. Bullit is just taking out everything, and he's got the healers following him around. So things are looking good, and just picking up some more GBE. And time is starting to run a little bit low, though, I'll be honest, because Bullit's DPS is quite a bit, and it's not on the HQ. But it looks like they're taking out the shield. We get Bullit right onto the rocket launcher, and as soon as the rocket launcher's gone, we're going to flare him back to the HQ and go for the final burn. And here we go. We flare everybody close, smoke the healers so they don't get caught by the flamethrower, and I think we have enough for a drink, don't we? Yep, here comes a drink, and just like that, kaboom! The big iced player goes down, and we really gave it to him on that one. That's why I shared that replay, because what did we lose? We lost 1 Gren and 4 healers, so that was very minimal losses there. And yeah, so HZ does Dr. T. You guys want to see HZ doing Dr. T? If you made it this long, I guess you might want to see it. So this was Dr. T yesterday, I think it was, whenever the heck he was here. I'm sure you guys have all seen this. So I'm just building out a little snuggle spot, as Snuggles would like to say, or, you know, a little pocket so I can put the troops in. And here we go, just using barrage and artillery. Let's go to 2 times. Come on, hurry up, hurry up. I'm getting impatient now. Okay, and I think I clear out those mines out. Box of critters to clear the mines. Here we go, we're doing our drop. Shish kebabber style, trying to cover more of the lower part of the beach, because our Zukas don't even walk on the sand. They walk in the water, guys. They walk in the frickin' water. Can you believe it? Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with them. Anyway, so we're getting them all bunched up over there, flare to our little snuggle spot, and get the smokes going. I definitely over-smoked a bit. It's okay, because I had the GBE to do it, and I was really just not wanting to peek. So, and we made it there just fine. That's the best part about it. So here you go, double smoke again in reverse order, because I want Bullit to peek out first. We flare back further up, I guess this way, to get everybody tucked in so we can get more separation when we flare Bullit out. Now that Bullit's coming out, we have the separation. I think one of these mortars does some work to us. Yeah, you can see that, taking out a couple of our Zukas, but Bullit has the attention of basically everything. We're just free clearing stuff. I haven't what do you call it, flared the HQ, at least not yet, and we're just taking everything out. Actually, I don't even think I do flare it. I keep Bullet's taunts cycled as much as I can. He was under shock, but just like that, kaboom, Dr. T Stage 7 went down to Pound Town with HZ. So there you go, guys. Just to let you know, I'm still working on stuff, but anxiously awaiting the new update. I imagine you guys are too. Hopefully you found those Bullit calculations interesting, and now you know how to rank certain defenses. And yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you have a super fantastic, awesome day. And remember, guys, like always, be kind to others. Because if you're not, you're just being mean. And mean people suck. Have a great day.